Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to do a metaverse market update and highlight some news that I've been looking over. I've never done a video this long, so I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I'm excited to kind of just walk you guys through what I do every single day in the morning time when I'm updating myself on all things metaverse. So what I usually do is I have a lot of updates that are sent to me every day just with keywords, metaverse, NFT, crypto. So I get a lot of stuff sent to me. This is something that really stood out to me. The Communist Party School in China taps metaverse concept to train. So they basically have a Chinese academy that deployed the country's first ever metaverse empower party building system. And the system is said to allow participants to move around and communicate using their virtual 3D avatars. And I'll go through this article a little bit, but basically, in short, they're putting a training school system in the metaverse, or that's what they're attempting to do. I guess this is kind of what it's going to look like. There's real people mixed in with avatars. I haven't checked it out yet, so I definitely need to go check it out. I just thought this was really interesting. Um, the Chinese Communist Party training school has adopted a metaverse system that offers a more effective party building experience, tapping into the popular concept that some people consider to be the next iteration of the internet, which it is. Web3 is the next iteration of the internet, which encompasses the metaverse. The Chinese Academy, a key training school for government officials, has deployed the first ever metaverse empowered party building system that supports party building work in a flexible and powerful way. According to an article posted, virtual reality, which is one of the technology providers, very interesting. The system is said to let users remotely access virtual activities, including party conferences and party history lessons. Participants appear as 3D dimensional avatars, and they can examine historical relics and assemble installations, all in 3D. So let's look at the video here a little bit. This is really, oh, is this an ad? No, it's not an ad. Okay, let's read this. Can we make this bigger? This Shanghai chipmaker hopes to find metaverse markets for its data processing units. Okay. So, you guys, if you don't know what that is, it's a processing unit. It's for computers, but I guess they're making this for the metaverse. DPUs are used in data centers and supercomputers for handling big data, artificial intelligence, and more. So they're doing a lot of work on creating these for computers that can hold a generated, simulated metaverse. So that's really interesting.
The metaverse has two important parts. One is we call it career infrastructure, and the content, AR, VR, and much more functions. We require high computing power for this content. So the computing power supplied by the career. So the DPU can enhance the career.
So that looks like, hopefully we can get avatars that look like that. I don't know if any of you guys follow the metaverse that closely, but the metaverses that we have right now, like Decentraland and Sandbox and Axie Infinity, even though that's a play to earn game, the avatars are very Minecraft-like. They don't look real. And this one looks like they're actually trying to create real life-like avatars, which would be the next step in creating something tangible, not tangible, but more realistic. So it's like, if I'm meeting my friend in the metaverse and we're going to do a training school together, I don't know if I would take her seriously in the training class if she's like a fish. versus if she actually looks like herself, because then I can understand, oh, that's Leah, that's my friend, looks like Leah, feels like Leah. It says the first goal is to make sure a user's avatar looks like them, which is a huge thing that I think a lot of other metaverses aren't really taking that seriously right now, because in order to get the broader audience in on the metaverse, people that use Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, they want to feel like it looks like them. They want to see a resemblance in their avatar with what they actually look like. So the clientele that is in the metaverse right now, there's a lot of tech lovers and game enthusiasts, so a lot of people that like playing video games. So they like to have avatars or some sort of thing that represents them that doesn't maybe always look like them, because maybe you're playing like a Minecraft game, you're okay with the avatar looking like a Minecraft little human person. But if you're actually wanting to go explore the metaverse and go to concerts and do fun activities with your friends or your family members, more often than not, at least in my opinion, I would rather my avatar represent what I actually look like in the real world. So I have some I actually have association with that. I look at the avatar and I'm like, yeah, that's me. I know that's me because it looks like me. So him saying that that's what they're working on, I think that's a really important thing that a lot of metaverses aren't working on. Maybe it's because they don't have the audience right now, but still.
这是一个点，然后还有一个是，大家都希望自己的虚拟形象能够比真人更美好一些、完美一些，所以还会提出一些美化呀、一些升级的一些方向，这是另外的一个点。然后还有一个就是场景方向的一个东西，就是我们要做大量的虚拟的资产，我们的房产、我们的建筑、我们的大楼，其实和我们也用了传统的很多。
Wow, so it seems like tech companies in China are doing a lot to explore the opportunities in the metaverse right now. So let's continue with this article. In recent years, many local branches of the Communist Party have experimented with using virtual reality for training. In 2018, for instance, a town in eastern China claimed to be the first in the country to use VR to reinforce, I don't even know how to say that word, cadres allegiance to the party. People were asked to put on VR headsets to answer a series of questions based on a documentary they were shown about the communist heroes. Wow, this is really interesting. We're getting like government involved in training systems in the metaverse. According to the Meng, I don't know how to say this word either. According to the Meng, VR party building, which only lets participants visit virtual sites, becomes rather boring after a while. Party building in the metaverse, on the other hand, allows participants to move around and communicate with audio and with their virtual bodies. The company said they can also listen to virtual narrators explain current hot topics and knowledge and raise their hand to ask questions. So it's very interactive. The new system helps save time and travel costs and make party building more effective, the firm said. Metaverse is a conceptual term loosely defined as a shared and immersive virtual space that allows digital representations of people to interact in ways that mimic real life, including through socialization, trade, play, and work. And we know, when the concept exploded, or you should know if you follow me. So I just thought this was really interesting, guys. China, because they have so many regulations, they're now tapping into the metaverse with putting training systems in the metaverse and doing the processing units, which I think is really cool. And I'm interested to know, I think I'm going to look more into this to see what it's actually going to look like and where they are in the process. Okay, this is another article that I thought was really cool when I was scrolling through this morning. Metaverse jobs reach an all-time high. How do you apply? This is a question that I get asked all the time by my friends and family, and I have a consulting firm. So they ask me, how do I get a job in the metaverse? Who actually pays you? What kind of jobs are they looking for? So this article I really liked because it highlighted some important jobs in the metaverse and what they're looking for and how you can kind of apply. So as we can see here, metaverse job listings have grown almost 400% since October of last year. Hiring metaverse experts is the latest recruitment trend to show exponential growth in a company. Job listings related to cryptocurrency, the primary currency used in the metaverse, reached an all-time high in February with 5,300 vacancies relating to crypto advertised. Cybersecurity positions grew as well with almost 65,000 listings. These numbers are back to pre-pandemic levels, up from 27,000 in 2021. So they've grown a lot in 2022, which is not by surprise because more people are figuring out about the metaverse, which allows more job opportunities to grow because there's more stimulation. Okay, so here are the top 6 industries according to the site, but I do agree with this as well. The top 6 industries for metaverse jobs. First and foremost, I don't know why they don't have it on here. Or they kind of do actually, but the first job that everyone is looking for, every tech company and everybody, they're looking for software engineers. I'm looking for a software engineer right now too. So software engineers are in very, very high demand. And this is because we need software engineers to build the foundations of the metaverse. So we don't actually have any metaverses that the everyday person goes in and explores in and goes shopping in. So that's the first step, is we need people to create the metaverse, which would be software engineers. So UX, UI design, which the software engineers would do. So some more job opportunities besides being a software engineer, which is the first and foremost. And once we have the software engineers actually creating these metaverses and perfecting them and allowing for a really good foundation, then we can build on top of that. So once we have a really great metaverse, and then we have, like, let's say Zara goes in there, then Zara would need customer service representatives. They would need whatever, who works at Zara? What does Zara need? They need like someone to reorganize the area when people mess it up. You know, I guess it's like customer service representatives at retail store people. I don't know. My brain's slow this morning. Anyways, you get the point. So the top 6 industries: information technology, creative and design, which is like the UX UI. So it's kind of just creating the actual metaverse, the design of it. And creative and design also goes into, once the metaverse is already created, we need these software engineered architects to build houses for us and build storefronts for us. So if you're a corporate store, or if you're just like a mom and pop store, if you're buying retail space, real estate in the metaverse, you would then need a software engineer architect to come in and build out your store for you. So let's say you're putting in, I don't know, let's say you own a clothing company or you do e-commerce. So you're putting that store in the metaverse. You would then need to have them come build it out for you. It's not already pre-built when you buy the land. Public relations, this is just when you actually have a company in the metaverse and you need public relations to come and work in your company. Advertising and marketing. So this, I would think, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but also when you're throwing like really big events, or when you have storefronts and you're selling items and you need advertising and marketing for this, you do need someone, just like in the real world, you need advertising and marketing. You need that in the metaverse as well. Engineering, yeah, I said that. And then sales representatives, so people at these stores that are helping you sell your items. So I know even though it's in the metaverse, it doesn't mean that you don't actually need sales representatives, even though it's just an avatar. Kind of like Decentraland right now has Tominia Casino. They actually have real life casino managers that are like upselling and answering questions for guests that want to come in and gamble. We're going to need that in storefronts as well. When you walk into a store, you need someone to be like, hey, what are you looking for? What can I help you find? What questions can I answer? And you don't want like a robot answering that question. You want like a real life person behind the screen. Even though, again, it is an avatar, you want a real life person answering these questions. So sales representatives are going to be super important. What job opportunities, what company is looking for when it comes to the metaverse? Okay. Can you get a job in the metaverse with no specific technology or Web3 experience? Ooh, yeah, I like this. If you're looking for work in the virtual space, the best place to start is to create your own resume in the metaverse. You do. You just need to get involved. As we see in the world of startups, scale ups, and companies breaking new ground, the more creative you show you are, or evidence about being an early adopter while also willing to take risk in new areas, the more likely you are to land your dream job. Okay, so I like this. Similar to job hunting in the real world, you can attend networking events or job fairs when searching for roles in the virtual world. So this is so important right now. The main way you're going to get a job if you're looking for a job in the metaverse, because it's online and maybe that entices you to work online, I would go to a lot of NFT, crypto, metaverse events near you if there are any. Try to search for some, or you could fly out to like LA or the closest big city to you because we have a lot of events here. And while you're at the event, whatever your specialty is, let's go back up here. In these 6 areas, whatever your specialty is, I would then be networking with people and asking people, hey, I'm really good at advertising and marketing, and I'm learning how to do that in a Web3 space, in an online space, or I want to learn how. Some companies, some startups will pay to train you to learn how, or if you kind of already have an idea, or if you want to train yourself. When you're at these meetups, talking to people, there's so many startups and companies that are trying to incorporate Web3. This is why they're at the startup. So if you're looking for a job, be very vocal and understand where you fit in positions when you're talking to people, like, hey, what are you doing here? What is your startup? And for me, I have a Web3 startup. It's called Digiland, and it's a marketplace for real estate in the metaverse. So right now I'm looking for a really talented software engineer that specializes in blockchain. So whenever I go there, let's say you're a really good software engineer and you approach someone like me, and I'm looking for a software engineer in the Web3 phase. There you go. Phase, not face. Okay. And obviously you're going to want to go to network events. Whoops, what happened there? You're going to want to go to network events that are aimed at virtual reality and metaverse. I would either type in like NFT events near me, crypto events near me, metaverse events near me. But obviously, if you're wanting a job in the metaverse, you need to be going to events that are specifically aimed at metaverse, virtual reality, NFT, crypto. And it does say here that the top opportunities in the metaverse right now are openings for UI, which is user interface experts, and animation designers to develop UX, animation designers and UX designers, writers, and data scientists, which a lot of this is just, like I said, creating the metaverses, because they're not all created yet. If they were created, we would have a lot more job opportunity openings for a lot of other people. But right now, we do need a lot of software engineers. While engineers, developers, marketers, advertising professionals, and other creatives are likely to have an advantage in seeking work in the beginning, many other real-world positions will translate to jobs as the opportunities expand, which is basically what I just said before. Once we have really good metaverses that are up and built, and we have corporations and storefronts in the metaverse, that's when we'll have a lot more other job opportunities, like a bank teller or a movie theater, someone who works at a ticket counter at the movie theater, whatever it is. A ride operator, let's say there's an amusement park, we need ride operators, ticket sellers, like I said. like the everyday job that you would find in the real world. Once we have these experiences in the metaverse and they're booming and a lot of people are going, you best believe there's going to be a lot more job opportunities. Okay. Neve sees teaching as a so far on, oh, this is another big thing. Throughout the pandemic, we've learned that remote learning is a thing. If you take this a step further, imagine being able to attend any university in the world and being a part of a lesson run by some of the most famous lecturers around while sitting next to your global classmates in a virtual reality world. So this is basically just like Zoom on steroids. Like, you can already take some classes. I think Harvard has like these masterclass classes that you can take, not in the metaverse, just online. But the metaverse is going to allow you to actually sit there. Let's say you're in Europe and you've always wanted to go to Harvard, or you've always wanted to listen to a lecture by a teacher, a professor at Harvard. You can now do that. If Harvard has a university in the metaverse, you can now attend with your friend in the metaverse, and it's the next best thing than actually flying and going to Harvard, because you're sitting there and your classmates are next to you and you feel like you're actually there listening to this amazing professor that you've always looked up to. So teaching is a huge opportunity in the metaverse, and we've seen that, like it says here, in the pandemic. Teaching and remote learning was huge. I mean, on Zoom, not in the metaverse, but I would imagine once the metaverse gets built in a really realistic way in a 3D format, it's going to be a lot better than Zoom, because you can see people's body language and their movements are going to match, and it's just going to feel like you're actually in a room setting versus just like sitting in your own room on a Zoom. Okay, let's go through this a little bit more. And if you happen to have marketable, teachable skills, you can carve a niche for yourself by offering courses in the metaverse. This is a huge thing as well. I'm actually getting into this. I'm teaching courses, just how to get involved in the metaverse. With nearly the entire virtual world as your potential audience. This is really, really cool, and it's not talked about enough. We already know selling courses is a huge thing. Like, meet Kevin. He's this huge financial teacher on YouTube that I've like followed for so long, and he makes a lot of money selling courses on YouTube. So imagine, instead of just having a course that sells videos to people, you can have a real life interactive course where people come in and sit in your class and you teach them, and you can have like an unlimited amount of space, or let's say like 10,000 people sitting in the classroom with you, and you're doing live teachings with them. So I think that's really cool. He also said he foresees entirely new job descriptions popping up related to public safety, which will toe the line between cybersecurity and real human resources and protection. There'll be new roles like Metaverse Safety Manager to control issues like online abuse, discrimination, and privacy. These jobs could be a great fit for anyone currently working in the police, security, or armed forces. So this is really interesting. We're actually looking to see real police officers and security guards and armed forces in the metaverse, because just like in the real world, we've already seen some abuse. I'm not going to get into that, but we've seen some abuse in the metaverse. I believe it was sexual assault. So it's, we don't really, I didn't really look into that too much, that story. So I'm not going to give my comments on that. But I do think having police and security and armed forces are going to be important in the metaverse, only because what happens in the real world can happen in the metaverse. And because people are masked behind avatars, maybe it could be worse. Obviously, we can't actually, murder someone because they're avatars. However, we can assault people, and that can feel very uncomfortable. So, or not we, but that can happen. So I think it's important to have some sort of security and police there. Brands such as Nike and Disney grow their presence in the metaverse. Other support roles will open. Even though many tasks can be automated with ease, there will still be a need for human connection. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of things can be automated, but there still needs to be human connection, because we're humans and we feed off of that. And if we just have a robot answering all of our questions, it doesn't feel real. And it certainly does not feel satisfying, I guess, in a weird way. There will still be a need for human connection, maybe not initially, but with every business, support areas around that business, including customer service and support, will follow. Of course, customer service by a real human. Because when you call and they're like, it's a robot answering your questions, like you're calling for your Amex card or whatever, and they're like, press 1 if this, press 2 if this, and you're like, can I just talk to a real person, because my question is very specific and you're not listing my question in your list of questions that you asked. You just want to talk to someone, So we'll still need that in the metaverse. Automation and artificial intelligence can't replace everything because they're not humans. He pointed to some of the obvious benefits from employees working in a virtual reality space, including the ability to work from home while still interacting seamlessly with their coworkers. Benefit-wise, what's not to love, he pondered. And with areas like NFTs being sold for huge sums, the thinking follows that jobs in the metaverse are going to be well paid. We'll see about that. The virtual world may also open opportunities for increased equity in the workplace. Coming together in the metaverse, people can present themselves however they feel confident doing so, which is empowering and emboldening. These new hyper-personal communication models can be more authentic and thus more trust-building than face-to-face conversations, which are often stifled by social anxieties and power differentials. That's actually true. Like, just think, if you're talking to someone and you don't have to think like, oh my God, what do I look like right now? Do I have a booger on my nose? Like all these human insecurities that we have, or differences that maybe we constantly think when we're in person, maybe they can be negated a little bit in the metaverse. I'm not sure how though, because if our avatar is going to look like us, but it will be kind of like a perfected version of us. You're not going to have like, your zits and boogers in your nose and stuff, I don't think. Early studies show that computer-mediated communication leads to higher productivity, saves time and money, connects people around the globe with ease, and fosters cooperation. The metaverse can learn from social media the negative effects of letting people speak freely with anonymity anonymity and cultivate a new subculture of respect and inclusion, she added. Okay, so this is the author, Dawn. I'm going to have to reach out to her. Interesting. Well, this is very interesting, and I really liked the articles that I went over today. The training school in the metaverse and jobs in the metaverse. Again, this is the very unedited version of me just going through these articles. This is kind of what I do every morning, is go through these articles and try to understand what I can learn for the day, what I can take away, and what I can teach others. So I hope you guys learned something. This is a funny picture. They all look like simulated versions of themselves. I hope you guys learned something, and like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what more you guys want to dive into. And if there's other articles you guys want me to dive into, I hope you guys have an incredible day.